Imagine this. You hear a high-pitched screech in the sky, the distinct whine of electric motors closing in at 140 kilometers an hour. You look up and see nothing, but the machine sees you. 90% of the people watching this video would be dead within the first 5 minutes if a drone was actively hunting them. Most people think they can just run into the forest or hide behind a thick tree. If you do that, you are prepping for your own funeral. Modern warfare has evolved into an unmanned hellscape. We are no longer just dealing with tired human operators holding VR goggles. We are dealing with autonomous swarms, fiber optic drones that cannot be jammed, and artificial intelligence that processes visual data in microseconds. A machine does not experience fatigue, fear, or moral hesitation. Technology does not care about your survival skills. It only understands contrast and pixels. If your body is warmer than the dirt around you, you are data. And if you are data, you are a target. In this video, we are not talking about useless tactical gear. We are breaking down the physics of thermal evasion. We are going to classify the most effective tactics that will force a drone's algorithm to ignore your body heat. Here are the physical rules to survive the machine. Tactic number 1, the glass barrier or the urban mirage. Here is a physics loophole for urban survival. Thermal cameras cannot see through glass. The brutal reality is that glass blocks long-wave infrared radiation. If you are hiding inside a storefront, behind a closed window, a thermal drone outside sees nothing but the temperature of the glass pane or its own reflection. You are completely invisible to the heat sensor. But pay close attention. This only works for thermal tracking. If the machine switches to a standard optical camera and you are waving your arms, you are dead. Tactic number 2, the suspended thermal shield. The most common rookie mistake is grabbing a cheap Mylar space blanket and wrapping yourself in it like a burrito. If you put that foil directly against your skin, your body heat conducts straight through the material, heating it up until you glow like a baked potato on the enemy's thermal sensor. To beat the physics of the sensor, you need an air gap. Rig the blanket 30 to 50 centimeters above your head, like a tarp. Then pile dry leaves and branches on top of it. The blanket stops your radiant heat from going up, and the air gap allows that heat to disperse sideways without warming the foil. The leaves on top match the ambient temperature of the forest. The drone looks down and sees a patch of dirt, not a frightened mammal. This brings us to tactic number 3, breaking the algorithm. A traditional sniper ghillie made of burlap and fake leaves works perfectly against human eyes, but it fails miserably against a thermal sensor. You still look like a hot human wearing a sweater. The truth is, modern AI is specifically programmed to look for the head and shoulders pattern. You are not trying to be invisible, you are trying to be statistically irrelevant. You need to use synthetic materials that do not retain heat, and you must modify your silhouette to look like a lumpy bush with no neck. Ensure your surface temperature matches the air, and the computer simply ignores you. Tactic number 4, horizontal diffusion. The biggest mistake preppers make when building an underground bunker is sealing every crack to keep the heat inside. The reality is that heat and pressure inevitably build up. When that hot air finally finds a crack, it shoots straight up into the sky, creating a massive thermal plume. To a high-altitude drone, that column of hot air looks like a signal flare screaming, "I am here, drop the payload." The solution is sneaky ventilation. Never vent straight up. Dig shallow trenches that run horizontally under the earth for 10 meters. As the hot air travels through the pipe, the cold earth sucks the heat out of it. By the time the air exits the ground, it is cool and completely dispersed. You cannot stop heat, you can only tire it out. Tactic number 5, thermal crossover. There are 2 specific times of day when the laws of physics grant you temporary invisibility: dawn and dusk. The Earth is either heating up or cooling down, and for a brief window, the temperature of the environment perfectly matches the temperature of your gear. On a thermal screen, contrast drops to 0. Everything becomes a gray blur. You must move during this crossover. If you try to move at 2 in the morning when the ground is freezing cold, your body stands out like a neon sign in a dark room. Wait for the gray. Finally, tactic number 6, heat decoys. Sometimes you cannot hide when the sensors are aggressively sweeping your area. You need to create chaos. Place chemical heat warmers, small fires, or utility lights in bushes 50 meters from your actual position. The logic is survival through overload. You are overloading the operator and the algorithm. If the screen lights up with 5 different heat sources, the operator hesitates. They don't know if you are a human, a burning log, or a wild dog. In that millisecond of confusion, you survive. These machines operate in relentless waves, mapping the environment, hunting and executing with mathematical precision. The sky is watching, and it doesn't blink. Master these physics not because you want to play soldier, but because the only thing colder than the void is the algorithm searching for your heartbeat. The machine is waiting for you to glow. Do not let it. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit the like button so the algorithm shares this crucial warning with more people. Stay safe, stay prepared, and thanks for watching.